Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of the C Show. I'm Chris, and I got another one going on with Saturdays that Fall's gone by. I'd always considered Auburn the team of the '80s in the SEC, and I guess it's because how you remember a team closing it out instead of the beginning. And a buddy of mine the other day, Skylar Davis, said Auburn was the Florida of the '80s, and I got to studying on that and got to thinking, was they the Florida of the '80s? Well, maybe, and then maybe not. I'll let y'all decide. Auburn closed it out good. No doubt about that. But should a team get more light put on the way they closed it as opposed to the way they began it? No, I don't think so. I mean, if you say the last three is not as important as the first three. So, each one of them should get their own, place in history. Closing it out, it's not going to be, shouldn't diminish the way the other team started it. So Auburn closed it out strong, and they had an impressive 6-year run there, in which they won 4 SEC titles, and beat Alabama 4 out of 6 times in those years. But anyway, so let's go back and look through it. Okay, so it comes down between two teams: Auburn or Georgia. All right. Alabama, LSU, and Tennessee all won 2 each. And Florida would have won 2, but they got them stripped. But anyway, let's go through it. All right, so Georgia started off the 80s with a national championship. Georgia's first 4 teams, 80 through 83, they went 12-0, 10-2, 11-1, 10-1-1. Just top it off with a 43-4-1 record, a national title, and 3 SEC championships. And if they would have had Herschel back for that season, they would have beaten Auburn, and probably the title. Georgia would have been the national champions in '83. All right, hold up, Auburn fans, before y'all start jumping up and down screaming, but they didn't. So you got to play everything on the field, okay? Now, let's go look at Auburn. Auburn was so close in the 80s, man. I mean, so close in the 80s. I remember that. Not only the 83, but then the 4-year stretch there at the end. Auburn closed it out. They won 3 SEC championships, and they went 31-7-2. And beat Alabama 3 straight years. So, 39-7-2. So Auburn went 39-7-2 in their best 4-year stretch for 3 SEC titles. Georgia 43 wins, SEC International. All right, so let's go. Let's dig a little deeper here. What else stands out? Well, let's go and talk about that 83 season for a minute as we start off. Auburn had 2 losing seasons in the 80s. Georgia didn't have any. Auburn started the first 2 seasons 5-6, and they went 0-6 in the conference in 1980. The worst Georgia in the conference, I believe, was 3-3 or 3-2, 3-3 or 3-2-1. I can't remember. Sorry, off the top of my head, I thought I had it. Let's see. Where was it? I thought. Sorry. Anyway. But that 83 team, Auburn played the toughest schedule I've ever seen in my life. Probably. I mean, it's got to rank up there. I mean, the top 20, I'm going to do a show on that season soon, but I've never seen a team play that in the top 20 teams in my life. They was number 3, beat Michigan. Miami beat Nebraska, and it was ranked number 1. Miami was ranked 5th. Auburn wins the game, come back, then wins the national championship. Miami beats Nebraska, and they jumped Miami above Auburn in both polls. And Auburn went in the bowl, ranked 3rd. Number 1 and number 2 teams lost. Auburn won. And somehow Auburn still came out and finished third because Nebraska got ranked second. Don't ask me. But Auburn got robbed, okay? Auburn should have been the national champions, but they weren't. So, again, we got to go at face value or take them each season by season. All right, so let's keep going. We'll figure it out here. All right. So, Auburn finished out the 80s with a record of 86, 31, and 2. Dang! 40, 21, and 1 in the SEC. But Georgia had an 82, 27, and 2 record overall in the 80s. But their SEC record was 47, 14, and 1. So Auburn went 86, 31, and 2. Georgia went 82, 27, and 2. Auburn went 40, 21, and 1. Georgia went 47, 14, and 1. Okay, so, well, again, let's keep going. Let's look at some more numbers here. Georgia went 4, 4, and 2 in their bowl games. But Auburn went 5, 2, and 1 in theirs. But again, Auburn had 2 leads in the season. So Georgia went to 10, Auburn went to 8. All right, so there's a few more things to look at. Auburn had 1 top 5 finish, 4 in the top 10, and 8 in the top 20. Georgia had 4 in the top 5, 5 in the top 10, and 6 in the top 20. So Auburn had more teams that was ranked in the top 20 overall, with 8 to Georgia's 6. But Georgia had more in the top 10, and Georgia had 4 in the top 5. No, excuse me. Georgia had 3 in the top 5. Yeah, and 4 in the top. 3 in the top 5, 4 in the top 10, and 6 in the top 20. Yeah, 3 in the top 5, 4 in the top 10, 6 in the top 20. So there is one other thing for us to look at here. Head to head, Auburn went 6 and 4 against Georgia in the 80s. So, my opinion, it's hard to take it away from Georgia and say Auburn was the team of the 80s. However, if I'm an Auburn fan, I'm claiming my team is the team of the 80s. So it's just, it's I think it's a flip of a coin there. I mean, let's go through the numbers again. Georgia, 3 SEC titles and a national championship. Auburn, 4 SEC titles. Auburn with an 86, 31, and 2 record. Georgia, 82, 27, and 2. In the SEC, Auburn, 40, 21, and 2. Georgia, 47, 14, and 1. Bowl games, Georgia 5, 2, and 1. Auburn 4, 4, and 2. Georgia had 2 losing seasons in the 80s. Auburn had 2 losing seasons in the 80s. Georgia didn't have any. Top 20 finishes, Auburn 8. Georgia was 6. Georgia had 3 in the top 5. Auburn 4. Then Auburn went 6 and 4 head to head. Best 4-year run, Auburn 39, 7 and 2, 3 SEC titles. Georgia 43, 4 and 1, 3 SECs and a national. That's where I'm putting it on 80 through 83. yeah, I can't take that away from Georgia. However, if I'm an Auburn fan, I'm sitting up there making a case for my team, and I don't blame you. Anyway, this has been fun. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I think the next time I'm going to try to pick out like a game or something and do for Saturdays if fall's gone by. Thank you for listening.